Hello viewers, you're welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial I will be showing you how I made this off shoulder ball gown. Please stay tuned if this sounds like something you want to learn about, and also subscribe if you've not subscribed. So let's go right into the video. So for the materials, I use 1 yard of net lace, 1 yard of cotton lining, 1 yard of doll face material, and some net or can, and I'll be using my basic bodice pattern that I've drafted earlier. Please, I have videos of this on my channel. Check out my other videos to know how to draft this. So I'll be altering the basic bodice pattern by coming down 3 inches from the shoulder line. I want the off shoulder to start from 3 inches, so I'll root that into a straight line. You can do 2.5 inches or as well 2 inches. It depends on how high or low you want the off shoulder. So on that 3 inches I came down with, I will mark my neckline of 2 inches. I can as well do 2.25 or 2.5 inches, but I'll be using 2 inches. Then I will check what is remaining on that shoulder. That was 2 inches. I will take 1 inch for my strap, and the remaining 1 inch I'll be using it to turn the armhole and also leave some extra at the upper part. So the next thing for me to do is now to add the half an inch seam allowance at that upper part for my joining. The 1 inch towards me is for my zipper allowance. I am cutting both the back and the front of this pattern together. That is the 1 inch for the zipper allowance, and I've added 1 inch to the side and 1 inch to the down part, then half inch to the upper part. I'll go ahead and cut this pattern out, and I'll use it to cut on my fabric. If I am to be making a normal off shoulder dress, on that shoulder part I'll be coming in 1 inch or half an inch, but since I'll be attaching a strap, I'll not be cutting it out. I'll just cut it the way it is. So I'll go ahead and cut it on my fabric. I'll cut the back first, then I'll fold in the zipper allowance and use it to cut for the front. The front will be cut on fold, please, and the back will be cut times 2. So for my net lace, I had 1 yard, and this material is by 60, so I open it up and it was 16 to 2, so that was 120. So on that one part again, I open one part up so that I will have two. I'll join them by the side. This will now be on my side seam, and I'll have the opening at the back for my zipper. I'll go ahead and join them and gather them up. So for the lining, I'll be cutting a half circle. I'll first of all fold my fabric into two before folding it into a triangular form. The net lace we cut earlier will be placed on top of the door face. So this will be cut in a circular form. And for the fold, I added the full length to the waist circumference I'm working in so as to get the full fold. So I'm turning it into a triangular, I'm folding it into a triangular form so as to cut a half circle. You can go ahead and iron it down so that it lays flat. So I will take my waist measurement is 22 inches. I'll divide it by 3.14, and I'll mark what it gave me on that waistline. So the full length of the dress is 22 inches minus 9 inches for the upper part. So the remaining is what I'll be marking as my full length. I will add that to the waist radius that I got, and I'll use it to mark the full length of the dress. So I'm marking down 20 inches now. 20, how did I get 20 inches? The full length of the dress is 22 inches minus the upper part, which is 9 inches. It will now give me 13 inches. 13 inches plus the waist radius of 7 inch inches that I got that I've already marked, that is 20 inches. So from that upper part, I'm taking my tape around it to mark 20 inches. So from the first marking to this marking now will be 13 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark that across and cut it out. I will use it to cut my door face as well. So after cutting it out, this is how it looks. I'll cut my door face exactly the way this lining is, and I'll shorten this lining by 1 inch so that the door face will be longer than this. So I am marking 1 inch. I want to add hard net to this. I am marking 1 inch from the waistline. So my cancan will start from that 1 inch, and I'll take 4 inches down again. Another line of cancan will start from there. I'll mark that across and go ahead to connect all those dots. So I'll be having two lines that I'll be pleating my cancan on. The length of my cancan is 5 inches, and the space in between those marking is 4 inches. So the cancan will overlap each other by 1 inch. So I'll pleat it all around. So I've gone ahead to cut out my front part with the pattern, and I cut out the net lace. 5 inches is the width, a width of 5 inches. So when it's unfold is 2.5, and I'll place it on that neck area just to give it that design that you saw on the thumbnail. And I'll do the same thing to the back. You know, the back is in tutu. I'll do it to the one side of the back as well, and to the other side of the back. Mind you, you are placing this on the right side of the door face, on the right side facing each other. So I'll go ahead and secure that down. And for my strap, I have 3 inches by 7 inches. I'll fold it like that and sew with half an inch, and I'll turn it inside that, and it will be 1 inch. The 7 inches length is because my off shoulder is 3 inches, and 3 inches into 2 is 6 inches plus half an inch on both sides that I'll be using as the joining allowance. So I've joined the sides of this front part, and I also attached the lace material for the design. For my strap, I've sewn on it and turn it inside out. So from my armhole, I'll come in by 1 inch. Remember, it was 1 inch that was left after we took our strap allowance. I'll come in as well by 1 inch. I will now do the same on the back part. So that 1 inch, half an inch will be for my turning allowance for the armhole, and the remaining half an inch will be for the style that you saw on the thumbnail. So I will pick up my strap and place it after that 1 inch that I marked, and I'll pin it down. I will do the same thing for the second strap. At the end of the day, we'll end up having 4 inches for the neckline. That is 2 inches on fold will be 4 inches. From there to there will be 4 inches. So I will try to join my front strap to my back strap the way you see me doing it. I'll join it as well to that line I marked, and I'll pin it down. After pinning all this down, I'll take to my sewing machine and stitch that strap down before I proceed. You can see now it's already coming out. I'll go and stitch that strap down, and I'll join it with my lining. I'll join my strap, and I'll pick up my lining to conceal that neckline. So I'll bring in my lining as well and place them right side facing on each other this time, right side to right side. Then I will sew on that neckline and on the armhole. While sewing on the armhole, you try as much as possible to push in that strap so the strap doesn't come outside. you should go inside while you are sewing. You sew on the armhole, you sew on the neckline and the next armhole, then the final neckline. But remember to leave your allowance for the zip. You do not sew the zipper area. So I've sewn on that and I've pressed it down. Opening it up, this is how it looks. So I will go ahead and prepare my skirt part. So on the zipper side, I did not sew the zipper side close so that I'll be able to fix my zipper. For my bow, I have 8 inches in length by 6 inches in width. So, and I'll be attaching it to 2 sleeves. That is why I have 2 there. So for the strap, I have 2 inches for the strap. I will iron soft interfacing to this just to give it a little bit of stability. So right now I've ironed the interfacing on it, and I'll go ahead and sew it. I'll close it up like so and sew with 1/2 inch. But on the center part of that longer end, I'll be leaving an opening that I'll be turning it with. So I'll go ahead and sew it. I've sewn on it and I left an opening. See the way I sew it. After sewing on the longer side first, I turned it and sew on the other end, and the opening is there for me to turn it inside out. So I'll go ahead and turn the two of them inside out and give it a good press so it lays flat. So it's time for me to pleat my bow. I'll take from pleat from one end to the other. Just give it a nice shape, and with your needle and thread, try to secure it through the middle. And I'll tie that properly. I'll tie it so that the shape doesn't loosen up. And I'll go ahead and do the same to the second bow. This is how you get a perfect bow of any size, even if you are using crinoline for the stability. So I'll sew on that strap I have and I'll use it to cover this so it becomes neat. So having sewn on the strap and turned it out, I will use it properly and cover this. Then I'll bring my hand needle as well to tack it at the back. Remember, you'll be tacking it at the back. The seam line we had on the bow is at the back, so the tacking as well should be at the back. When you wrap it properly, you tack it at the back. I will repeat the same process on that second bow. I'm just showing you thoroughly how I did this so that you don't get confused, or if you do not have idea of how to create a bow before, this will put you through. So I'll go ahead and do it to the second bow and I'll attach it to the shoulder. So I've finished preparing my skirt part. The upper part is sewn already. So for the skirt part, I've gathered my net lace. I've gathered it to the waist of 24 inches. The waist circumference is 22 inches plus 1 inch on both sides for zipper allowance. And also for my lining, I pleated that can on the 2 lines I marked earlier. So I'll go ahead and join this and join the net lace to the door face. Right side of the door face is facing up and wrong side of the net lace is facing down. So now is right side to wrong side. I'll go ahead and stitch that down. So two of them will be as one piece. And after that, I will attach the lace material and the door face on the first part of the upper bodies. Then the lining, I will attach the lining to the lining. I'll attach them separately. Right side will be facing each other. So I'll finish attaching them. See how the inside looks. The lining to the lining and the fabric to the fabric. The inside is neat as well. You can go ahead and hem the down part of the lining and the door face now. So what I'll do now is that I'll close up that back part with my zipper. Come down 4 inches from your waistline, close it down, and then attach your zipper in the remaining opening. So for my bow, I'll just use my needle and thread, or you can use a gum to hold it on the shoulder part, and I'll be attaching some pearls on the waistline. So this is how the outcome of the dress looks like. Please, if you've watched up to this point, endeavor to give me a thumbs up, please. And if you've not subscribed, please do where to subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram at Lelefo Design. Until I see you in my next video, bye.